Rebecca Carter Sampler. The front of this elaborately worked 18th century sampler reads, "Honor and renown shall the ingenious crown State House Rebecca Carter's work, made 1788 R.C." Its skilled adolescent maker used silk and metallic thread. She also employed human hair as thread, a practice that was not unknown in schoolgirl work, but that is more commonly associated with later Victorian-era mourning objects. Look closely to see if you can find how Carter incorporated the blonde locks into the 6 figures featured in the scene. Whose hair do you think it is? Her own? Other family members? If you were to investigate the reverse side of this object, you'd be able to read the note, inscribed in ink on a paper label, that we are lucky enough to be privy to more than 200 years later, written by Rebecca Carter in her adult hand 12 years before her death. The note reveals that the sampler was originally started by Rebecca's eldest sister Anne at the Abigail Wilkinson School in Newport and finished by Rebecca in Providence. In her own words, she tells us, quote, "This sampler was begun by my eldest sister, the late Miss Anne Brown, wife to the Honorable Nicholas Brown, while she was at school in Newport, at Mrs. Wilkinson's, I think. She was then about 9 years old. Finished by me at Miss Balch's school when I was around 16 years. I designed it for my beloved son Amos Troop Jenks, and wish him to preserve it in remembrance of his aunt and of his affectionate mother, Rebecca C. Jenks. When this was finished, my late honored father, John Carter Esquire, employed Mr. John Carlyle to frame it. Immediately he was much pleased with it." 1825, June 8th. Pay close attention to the last line Rebecca Carter writes, where she mentions that her father sought out John Carlyle, a prominent Providence furniture maker, to create a bespoke frame to hang his daughter's sampler in their home, showcasing her fine work. It is extraordinarily rare that framing instructions and the intention of the maker survive with an object. This is the only 18th century Rhode Island sampler frame of known provenance.